This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Our goal with our videos is to empower you to be able to do the repairs on your own and save a whole lot of money and also get that great feeling of having fixed it by yourself. Today we have a Miele Incognito dishwasher where the water comes in for a few seconds and then it pauses, then more water comes in, then it pauses, and then that happens a few times and then it drains, but it never really starts the cycle. This is a problem with the flow meter, and it may cause an F12 error. Talks about it here in the manual, but pretty easy to solve this problem, and it's pretty common with a lot of the Miele dishwashers. They all have different models have different flow meters, but the one we're showing here is the Incognito, but you'll also see this same with all the models because they all use a flow meter. And in this model, the Incognito, it's actually pretty easy to get it going again or to replace it. But the symptom, again, may be where it shows an F12 error, or that it's just water comes in, then water drains out, water comes in, water drains out. You get the intake drain light, but it never starts the cycle. And then we're going to take out a few screws here that are holding it in. And it could be that you have screws here and here, or it could be at the top. So in this case, we're going to be going at the top. Okay, that one just came out. All right, we're going to see if we can kind of wiggle that out now. All right, looks good. So we're also going to remove the bottom panel. The trim piece come out, and then we're going to lift a little bit to get the feet over over this rim. I want to get this plate off. A couple of Phillips head screws to take out. A couple at the top. And then one here, I think, at the back. And this is also where you can find the model number. This one is a G858SC, as in cat, V as in victory, I plus. Get the screw out. There we go. Okay, that plate's out. So this is on the Incognito model. This is the right side, the right panel off, and this is where the water comes in to the dishwasher right here. And the water comes in from the fill tube through this line, and it goes past a little wheel that spins. This is called the flow meter. And a lot of times with the Miele dishwasher, when it's having trouble, this is a common part that may be having difficulty, and if you can just replace this, or if you can get it moving, it'll often fix many of the problems. If the little wheel doesn't move with a magnet, then remove this hose circled in red and put maybe a long screwdriver or a wire up in here to get that little paddle to move with mechanical action. And once it starts to move again, you're probably going to be okay. But you still may need a new flow meter that's really easy to replace. It just plugs right in. Just took the modular connector off, and then I'm going to push this way, kind of wiggle, get this out. And there's a little diode in there that's sensing a magnet on a wheel. You guys can see that thing turning, that wheel. But if that's not turning really easily, that could be a problem. See, there's like little paddles, and those paddles are going to get pushed by the water pressure, and that's going to tell the computer how much water has come in. So they call it a flow sensor. And sometimes, this one's doing great, but sometimes that It does not move very well. And if you can free it up and get it moving more readily, it's good. I believe it's magnetic, so that's why it's kind of moving as I move the screwdriver that has a magnetic tip. And this senses that magnet moving. I think the problem usually is this little diode. So you get this new part from Miele USA and just slip it in there. Probably cure your problem where you're getting some of these codes in your dishwasher just is acting strange because it's not able to sense how much water is coming in. It's a pretty powerful magnet at the end of this flashlight, and I don't know if you can see this on video, but I'm moving that wheel around because it's got a magnet on it, and it's moving very easily. So that's a good sign. So I would check that, use a magnet, and make sure this little wheel here, like the paddle, can move really easily. And if that moves easily and there's still a flow sensor problem, then these are pretty cheap. You just replace this thing and it's going to fit in like that. We're just going to push it in. It'll click into place. We'll go and put the power connector back in. If you notice when this goes back in this green thing, the open area is facing you and the little tab is away from you. You got to push that back in, click it in. There we go. So that is a very common problem with the Miele dishwasher, that wheel gets stuck or that little diode gets burned out. Easy to fix. Here comes the left side, so I'm going to get this to go over this lip. Initially, so I'm coming in kind of at a diagonal. And then I've got this white part behind the silver part. Go forward. And this should kind of get trapped underneath the sound insulation. There we go. We're going to put those screws in. Bringing the back, I'm sorry, the screw in the back one here too to hold on that plate. Got it. I'm going to put this back in. Turn it off for now. Just going to kind of push and wiggle. There we go. So you don't want a Miele drain hose to come directly into the disposer like this. It's far better if you can have the hose go in a high arc first, up like this, higher than the disposer. It'd be much better. I'm going to use a zip tie to get it held up there, but then if the sink floods, that water will not flow backwards and flood your Miele. I'm going to try to get it around this thing. So now the drain hose goes up in a high arc, higher than the disposer. So if this floods, water comes into here. If it can't escape here, it'll go out here. It'll go in here and come up to here and stop. But before, it could just flow down backwards and then flood the dishwasher. So that fixes that. Thanks so much for watching our video. We really appreciate your support. And when you get a chance, please press the subscribe button below so you can be subscribed, and also the notification bell so we can send you more videos about appliance repair. Please also give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you really liked the video and it really helped you, please press this new applaud button and you can show your support and also get a nice clapping hands for your video. Thanks again.